Tired of confusing tech jargon? Welcome to the Why Explained. We cut through the noise to decode the systems and explain the foundation.
Hey everyone, today we're going to dive into something pretty fascinating. What does it really mean for a machine to think? We're going to peek inside the machine mind and figure out the difference between just following orders and actually, well, learning.
So let's get right to the big question, right? Can a machine truly think? This used to be pure science fiction, but now it's part of our everyday lives. Is what we're seeing real thought? Or is it just an incredibly good actor? A machine that's so good at following instructions that it just looks like it's thinking.
Okay, to really get a handle on this, let's start with something we can all understand. We're going to head into the kitchen for a little story. A tale of two cooks. All right, so on one hand, you've got the human cook. They taste the soup and they're like, needs a little something. Maybe more salt, maybe less water. They're thinking about the goal, making a delicious soup. But then you have the robot cook. This cook is a perfect soldier. If that recipe says add 2 cups of water, it's going to add exactly 2 cups of water. Doesn't matter if the soup is already a watery mess. It just follows the instructions to the letter with zero understanding of what it's actually trying to do. Now that robot cook, it perfectly represents how machines have worked for decades. It lives in a very rigid place we can call the world of rules.
So what exactly is a rule when we talk about machines? It's super simple, really. It's just a clear instruction. If this happens, then you do that. That's it. If the button is pressed, then turn on the light. It's totally black and white, no gray areas, no guesswork.
A traffic light is the perfect example of this. It's just following a timer, a simple rule. If 60 seconds have passed, then turn red. The light has absolutely no idea if there's a massive traffic jam one way and a completely empty street the other. It doesn't understand traffic. All it knows is its programming. And this gets us to a really crucial point. A computer can follow billions of these rules a second, way faster than we ever could. But, and this is the big but, just following rules, no matter how fast you do it, isn't the same thing as thinking. Okay, so if following a bunch of rules isn't real thinking, then what is? Well, let's flip the script and look at how we work. The key for us is learning from experience. You know, when you're a kid, you touch a hot stove. Once. That's all it takes, right? The lesson is burned into your brain forever. No one had to write a rule for you. But a simple rule-based machine, it would touch that hot stove again and again and again. It would just keep making the same mistake until a human programmer steps in and writes a new line of code. If stove is hot, then do not touch. See the difference? It's completely stuck within its original set of instructions.
And it's that exact problem, that limitation, that led to a huge aha moment in AI. Researchers realized, hey, maybe we're going about this all wrong. To make machines truly smart, they had to stop trying to write a rule for everything. They had to switch from writing rules to showing examples.
So let's break that down. The old way, we just talked about it. Program a specific rule for every single thing you can think of. It's exhausting. The new way is a total game changer. Instead of rules, you just feed the machine tons and tons of examples. So if you wanted to know what a cat is, you don't write rules like, if it has pointy ears and whiskers, then it is a cat. Nope, you just show it thousands of pictures of cats, all different kinds, and the machine starts to see the patterns all by itself. It figures out what makes a cat, basically learning the idea without anyone giving it a single specific rule.
And doesn't that sound a lot more like how we learn? I mean, think about learning to ride a bike. Did your parents hand you a rule book about physics and balance? Of course not. You just got on the bike, right? You tried, you wobbled, you probably fell a few times, and you got better. You learned by doing, by feeling it out, and that's exactly the idea we're now using with machines.
So, where are we now? What does all this mean for the machines we use today? Well, it puts them in this really interesting spot, kind of in a new category, somewhere between just following rules and actually reasoning like a person.
So yeah, the AI we interact with today isn't just a simple traffic light anymore. It's way beyond that. But let's be clear, it's also not thinking and understanding the world the way we do. It's in this powerful, new space right in the middle. Here's the key takeaway. They still run on instructions, deep down. But now, those instructions are about how to learn and adjust based on new information, on new experiences. And that ability, the ability to learn from examples instead of just waiting for a human to code a new rule, that is the absolute engine of modern AI. So, we've seen the machines have moved beyond just following rules. They can now learn from experience, which of course leaves us with a huge, mind-blowing question. What will they learn next?
Now you know the why behind this concept. If you want to master the systems that run our world, hit subscribe for more foundational explanations.